Today, I'm pissed. It's been a rough day.
So here is a list of cars that just aren't good.
A few that just don't hit the nail on the head.
Miss the mark, if you will.
This list consists of the worst of the worst. The bottom of the barrel.
The junk in the trunk.
Well, personally, I quite like a little bit of junk in the trunk.
Well, no, not in my trunk.
But that's not. You get the picture.
So before I begin, my name's Roger. For any incoming lawsuits coming from this video,
Just kidding.
Sebastian here, from the UK, making a home for myself here at Westland Autosales.
So let's hop into this video of the list of cars you need to avoid when buying used.
Now my first one on this list, well, it's a controversial one. It's a Chevy, for all you Ford lovers out there.
Well, kind of. It's a Pontiac. But let's be real, it's a Chevy.
It's a real shame I had to put this car on this list. It made a big name for itself on TV.
Hell, it was almost as famous as the show it was in. Do you know what car I'm talking about?
It's a super spacious family car. The Aztec.
Or better known as Walter White's car.
Now, in terms of comfortability, well, fantastic. So at least you can wait for AAA when you break down in a little bit of luxury.
But Seb, what makes him so unreliable? Relax. I'm getting to it.
The Aztec, well, how do I put this politely? It just sucks.
Transmission issues created a massive problemo.
Erotic shafting, to be precise. Erotic shafting? Well, that can't be right. Oh, shit, my bad. Typo. Erratic shifting, I meant. Pardon me.
Well, to put it in English, it just means the transmission is going to shift unpredictably.
And what happens when it shifts unpredictably? Well, not too many major issues.
You know, just the standard overheating, transmission slips, etc., etc.
Luckily, that's not the only issue.
Well, in car terms,
The intake manifold gaskets may leak engine oil or coolant.
and to say that in a way that I can understand, leaky engine is no good.
And to say it in Spanish, el motor no es bueno.
So shite, I had to say it thrice.
Okay, alright, that's enough.
What else goes wrong with these cars? Let me think.
Oh, well, you know the fuel pump? You know, the part that starts the actual car?
Well, you need to replace that every 30,000 miles.
Oh, and how much is that to fix? Well, no worries, no sweat for you. It's just a cheeky grand each time.
They're not so popular. Wonder why.
Well, when they came out, Pontiac actually mocked these as the perfect outdoor vehicle.
Well, one look at these things and you just know that's a bunch of BS. Fake news.
But the reason the Aztec sits in number 5 is, well, it was Pontiac's first try at an SUV. Gotta give him a little break, right?
And well, lucky you. If you bought it brand new, well, it lasts up to about 182,000 miles. So, you're good.
You bought it with 172,000 miles, right? Cut to commercial. Stop.
Fuck, we can't do that? Shit. Oh, right, because we're a car dealership YouTube channel. We don't have commercials. Right. Okay. Anyway, shame on you, Chevy. Pontiac, sorry.
Number 4. This is one that really deserves its spot on this list.
And whilst this brand makes some of the sexiest trucks and SUVs on the market,
I am now, of course, talking about Chevy.
Chevy with back-to-back 2 in a row. Woo!
No, not the Tahoe or the Silverado. They're actually good cars. Talking, of course, about the S10 Blazer.
Oh boy, did they make some mistakes with this.
Shit, Chevy, come on. Where the hell do I even start with this one?
Well, first, let's talk about price.
These Blazers currently sell on the used market for around $5 grand. It's a pretty great price, right?
However, there may be more than meets the eye.
Well, the first issue that happens is, well,
The heater core that's in the dashboard, well, that's going to leak engine coolant.
and I'm sure you're thinking, well, surely a little leak can't cause a big old leak in my wallet, can it?
Well, think again, because that repair will cost you on average about $1,800. $1,800.
Well, not to worry, because these Chevys are built with quality material.
Quality water pump and those notorious reliable Chevy engines.
Hello?
Hi, Sebastian? Yeah, it's Mr. Westland. Listen, we need to discuss your recent performance.
Oh my.
What? This better not be another one of your shitty video bits.
Oh, you're kidding me. Jesus.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna come out and say it. Don't worry about coming in on Monday, okay? You're fired.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Tell who? Holy shit, this fucking guy.
Sorry guys, that was my confidential car informant.
Turns out what I just said was a bunch of porcupines.
Well, turns out when you drive in this Blazer, it decides to identify as a fountain.
Because the water pump just leaks coolant. Constantly.
And what does that do?
Oh, well, your car's gonna start warming up like a leather chair in a hot summer's day.
And how much does that cost to fix? Well, that's another grand. Each time.
Don't worry, because the only thing left to fix is your engine.
The rough engine idle and the poor gas mileage.
It makes this car a bitch and a half. Well, let's say, you stop to get gas. Oh, bad starter, stranded.
At this point, start looking for another car. Because just replacing the engine is going to cost you near the price you paid for it. So, it's not worth it. Shame on you, Chevy. This time for real.
Number 3 today is special because it's not even a car.
Well, not really a car.
But the Chrysler Group, well, they proceeded to make possibly the worst engine known to man.
The 2.7 litre 6-cylinder is just a modern day tragedy.
And this was unfortunately implemented in a plethora of cars.
A few of the main ones that you could point out, well, 300, the Intrepid, the Firebird, and the Dodge Charger.
And I know what you're thinking. What? 300s, Dodge Chargers? They're great cars.
Yeah, I agree.
But for you wet wipes who got the 6-cylinder version, come on, be a man. Go for the V8.
And I know they are so sexy. I've had dreams about these cars at night.
But those cars are like turtles. On the outside has this beautiful shell, and on the inside, well, horrible. It looked like feral rodents. Ugh.
Look at that shit. Ugh.
Sorry, but yeah, you get my drift. The engine is just not so hot.
Sorry, but yeah, you get my drift. And the most important part of the car, well, the engine.
Yeah, that is not so hot.
So I'm just going to warn you right now, expect to replace that motor. A lot.
And it's not cheap. Trust me.
And if you choose not to replace it, well,
they're gonna overheat, just like my fat ass walking the dog in the summer.
Well, at least they took them out of production after constant complaints, right?
Well, think again. I don't know if their mailbox was broken at the time or what's going on.
But they just kept it going for over 15 years.
And finally, in around 2011, well, they said they had fixed the problem.
Turns out, that was a lie. Because for years after, it was still having the exact same issues.
But at least you'll look great when you're broken down on the side of the freeway. Shame on you, Chrysler.
My first dishonorable mention today is, well, a really popular car.
One car that most of you will probably see on a day-to-day basis.
Great for off-roading, and that's about it.
Drum roll, please. It's the Wrangler.
I know, a dream car for most. But a nightmare for all, apparently.
Well, the 2008 Wrangler specifically had the most problems.
But for those of you who have a newer model, well, those are shite too.
Well, don't worry, because that beautiful 60 grand dune buggy, well, it's gonna last you till at least 40,000 miles. After that, shit hits the fan.
Firstly, your totally integrated power module goes out.
And that's a cheeky 1300.
Oh, and then you get the death wobble. What's that, you may ask? Not a Scooby.
But this is what it means, apparently. And with a name like the death wobble, well, it's not going to be anything good, is it?
And that's going to cost you an extra grand to fix.
So expect high maintenance costs with these Wranglers. And although they look lovely and really sexy, well, expect to pay more than you paid for the car just in repairs.
Before I jump into my second dishonorable mention,
if you are looking for these videos but don't want to look at my ugly mug for 10 minutes?
Well, look no further.
Our TikTok has all this stuff and way more.
So my socials are linked below. Go drop me a follow.
I promise that 50% of the time, it's entertaining every time.
Alright. Sorry for the sellout. Let's keep going.
Well, not to hate on a specific car brand,
But I've already laid into the Chrysler group, so let's attack them once more.
the 2014 Jeep Compass. Uh-oh.
While it's slightly more reliable than some of the other cars on this list,
It's not much more reliable. Trust me.
first, the engine just decides not to start. Doesn't put its alarm on in the morning.
Because of a faulty wireless control module.
Not too bad. It's only 400 to fix. Come on, it's expected.
Well, similar to number 5 on this list, it has, well, erotic... No. So, it's a typo, and it wasn't funny the first time. Erratic shafting. No, erratic shifting.
Erratic shifting, and it falls from a faulty TCM module.
And this cost about $850. So, not as expensive to fix as some of the other cars on this list. Hence, it didn't make this list.
When you buy a car, you should feel safe and sturdy, not scared and shaken.
Not the type of ride I want.
Well. Ford fans, you thought you were safe.
There is a reason that Ford stands for Found on Road Dead.
I think the person who built this may have been a little bit cuckoo.
I mean, not that I have half a clue on how to make, engineer, or design a car at all.
I mean, if I did though, it'd probably look a little something like this.
But shit, I mean, the worst part about this is it wasn't even for only like 1, maybe 2 years. A whole 6 years these were left in production.
Well, Ford claimed that they had fixed them in 2016, but turns out that was a bunch of bogus.
It took them up to 2018 to finally get the issue resolved.
But to be honest, their reputation was just tarnished.
The Focus or the Fiesta is forever out of consideration for myself.
But what exactly were the issues with this car?
Right, yeah, sorry. Pardon me for ranting.
Well, let me be blunt. The transmission.
With the all-new and improved dual-clutch automatic transmission that they built back in 2012, well, Ford were off to a flyer.
But between about 70 and 120,000 miles, well, it just gave out.
There was also this super fucking annoying shudder.
And it was obnoxious as fuck.
Luckily for the owners, Ford recalled them. Woo!
Oh no, wait. They weren't able to fix it.
So, what do? Well, recall number 2.
Didn't fix it. Recall number 3.
Finally fixed.
I'm not.
Then they had recall 4 and 5. Close, but no cigar.
After that, I think they just gave up and said, fuck it, just go and buy a Honda.
Luckily though, the extended warranty covered you up to 100,000 miles.
But most of the problems occurred just after that 100,000 mark.
So, that's a nice cheap fix. Fixing that transmission. Hey, a few grand. That's chumps change.
They began having an age limit and then just started fucking people after that. So, shame on you, Ford.
Drum roll, please.
And the winner for our most unreliable car,
Hands down, without a doubt, the worst car ever made. The PT Cruiser.
let's bring out this eyesore.
I'm gonna keep this on the screen for a second. I mean, just look at that thing. Oh,
I swear, the more you look, the worse it gets. It's making me cry.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making your children cry. Alright, let me take it down.
But just the looks alone give you nightmares about this PT Cruiser.
I heard a rumor that PT in PT Cruiser actually stands for pure trash.
These vehicles overheat more than an ice cube in a fucking forest fire.
And overheating wouldn't be so bad. Well, I mean, as good as overheating can get.
But the problem was that the moment it did overheat, well, the heads would warp immediately.
Which means that not only do you have to fix that overheating issue, well, you're gonna need a new motor as well.
Shouldn't be too much of a fix.
Hello?
Hey, Sebastian. Yeah, it's Mr. Westland again. Listen, I just wanted to apologize for getting hostile in our last call.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, here's the thing. You're still fired, but, I figured that I didn't want to end things in a bad way, so just wanted to apologize for that. But yeah, you're still fired. Don't come in.
Oh, goodness me. Okay. Alright, I'll let him know. So, yeah. going to cost you more than the car's worth.
Nice one, Chrysler.
And if you do decide to fix it, which you shouldn't,
But if you're a lunatic and you do go get it fixed, well,
from time to time, well, the engine just doesn't engage. Perfect.
the car pretty much just says no and wants to go back to bed.
What? That's crazy. I wouldn't trust a PT Cruiser to organize dinner plans, never mind take me there.
They're so unreliable, it's untrue.
Now, I mean, I could rant about this car all day long. And actually, I did. It's over on our TikTok. Go check it out. Such a sellout.
Luckily, they put us out of our misery. They took them out of production back in 2010. Whew. Thank goodness.
Farewell. You won't be missed.
So, what to say? I mean, I feel as though there's only one thing to say. Shame on you, Chrysler.
As you see, there's a common theme in this video. Every single car is American.
Seems as though you lot can't make cars.
Unlike us Brits. Rolls-Royce. Mini Cooper. Stop.
Like the saying goes, everything's better in Britain. Well, except your guys' Mexican food. That shit is bomb.
I can already hear the crying and complaining that you have one of these cars.
Don't worry, this is just a personal opinion. Of thousands across the United States. Yikes.
Well, I'm not saying that they're unreliable and they're going to break down, but just in case, note this down.
I will probably see you soon.
Don't you worry, I'll sort you out in a nice Toyota. Well, an actual good car.
And if you're in the market for a new car, well, there's another video on my page for the most reliable vehicles. So check that one out before you make your purchase.
And again, I've been Seb. Take care, my sexy Americans. Peace.